guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Wanjawaithaka and I am trying to be your business enthusiast. And we are back this week where we will be talking about Saccos. Basically anything you need to know before you join a Sacco. So what exactly are Saccos? Saccos are institutions that offer credit facilities, savings facilities, investment facilities, but the main function is the credit facility. They work just like banks. But what exactly is the difference between now a Sacco and a bank? You will find that Saccos work for the interest of the people. That is why when you go to borrow money in a Sacco, you will find that the interest is lower, the charges are less, the measures are less stringent. It's easier to get a loan from a Sacco as compared to a bank, and this is because banks are for profit. Another difference between Saccos and banks is that banks are basically owned by investors. Could be private people, could be the government. But in terms of Saccos, when you join a Sacco, you become an investor in that Sacco, and this is through buying of shares. So let's get on to what we're talking about today, and that is what you need to know first of all before you join a Sacco. Number one is that you will need a minimum amount of shares before you're able to access any credit facility. Some Saccos will tell you probably you need a minimum of 20,000 shares, a minimum of 30,000 shares before you're able to get any loan. Another thing that you should note before you join a Sacco is that you need to be a member of that Sacco again for a minimum period before you're able to access any facility. That, for example, could be like you're told that you need to be a member of that Sacco for maybe 3 months. You could be a member for that Sacco for maybe 6 months before you're able to even get a loan. Another thing you should note before you join a Sacco is that you borrow against your savings. So let's say I have a minimum share capital of 100,000, but in my savings, I only have a savings of, let's say, 30,000. I'm only able to borrow against my savings, which is the 30,000, not my share capital. Share capital is only good for dividend. Another thing you need to note before you join a Sacco is that before you get a loan, you need guarantors. This could be maybe 3 or 4. But what do I mean by a guarantor? A guarantor is someone that if you decide to default on the loan, these are people who are going to pay back that loan. So what have we talked about? Minimum shareholding. Minimum period you need to be in the Sacco before you get access to any credit facility. We've talked about borrowing against your savings only, and we have talked about having guarantors to be able to get access to a loan. So what are some of the factors you need to consider before now joining this Sacco? One of the factors that you need to consider before choosing a Sacco is the dividend per share. This is basically the dividend they pay out against the shares that you have. You'll find that a lot of Saccos pay maybe 10%, 13%, others even go up to 20% dividend per share. But when you see a Sacco is not paying dividend, that is automatically a red flag, because it could mean that they have financial constraints. Maybe they're not doing well financially. Yes, so always consider the dividend per share. Another thing you need to consider while choosing the Sacco is the minimum shareholding you need to have before you get access to the credit facility. Some of them might be expensive. You could find that some Saccos will require you to have maybe a minimum shareholding of 100,000, but others would require you to just have a minimum shareholding of 20,000. So depending on your pockets and other factors, of course, this is something else that you could consider. That is the minimum shareholding. Another thing you need to consider while choosing a Sacco is the people you know in that Sacco. Remember when I mentioned about guarantors? These are the people who you will need when you are trying to get access to a loan. When you're joining a Sacco, you don't want to join a Sacco where you don't know anyone, because it becomes much more difficult when you're trying to get access to a loan. A stranger cannot sign on your behalf that if you choose to default that loan, that they're the ones who are going to pay for you. So while choosing a Sacco, please consider a Sacco that you know people. This will come in handy, especially when you're trying to get access to a loan. Another thing that you should consider when choosing a Sacco is basically the period of existence of that Sacco and the reputation. What I mean by this is a Sacco that has been there longer, for example, a Sacco that has been there for 50 years as compared to a Sacco that has been there for just 3 years, could be more trusted because the foundation is stronger. They've been able to survive for those years without going under. But a Sacco that has been there for maybe 2 years, there is lack of historical data to show that this Sacco can survive for a long period of time. Also, the reputation matters, and this is what you hear on the ground. Maybe you'll find that some Saccos do not pay dividend, some Saccos take very long before you're able to get access to a loan. So that is why, again, going back to my point of knowing people in the Sacco is very important. These are things that will help you make the decision of whether to join that Sacco or not. Another thing that you should consider when choosing a Sacco is the charges. By charges, what do I mean? These are withdrawal charges. For example, if you want to withdraw your money, we also have the interest charges. How much are they charging you to get access to a loan? There are some Saccos that will charge you to access their mobile platforms. These are some of the things that you consider. Others will charge you in case you want to get access to your statements. So there are some unnecessary charges, and these are some of the things that you should be asking in case you want to join that Sacco. What are the charges that are there to maybe access your statements? What are the loan charges? Are there other charges that are charged on the loan, Another thing that you should consider, there's so many things that you should consider before joining a Sacco. But another thing that you should consider when choosing a Sacco is probably their investments. When you are putting money in the Sacco, what exactly is this Sacco investing in? You don't want your money to be going into investments that you don't understand. So make sure you understand where your money is going to. Safe Saccos are probably investing in maybe government bonds. You could find some investing in land, some investing in houses. Those are things that you understand. But when you find a case where you're not understanding the investments that your Sacco is investing in, just know that that's a red flag. That Sacco could go down anytime. And it's because the investments were not making sense at that time. Another thing that you should consider before joining a Sacco is withdrawal terms. Again, something that you should note is you cannot easily get out of a Sacco. Number one, your shares, you cannot recover the amount from your shares. Once you buy shares, that's it. The only way you can recover that amount is if you transfer those shares to another person. So in case you want to exit that Sacco, the Sacco can help you sell your shares to another person, and that's the only way you can recover that amount. Another thing, if you want to, let's say, leave the Sacco and you had saved a certain amount of money, they could tell you that to get access to that money that you had saved, it could probably take 60 days. It could probably take 90 days. So once you join a Sacco, just understand the terms of withdrawal, because it's not going to be very easy to get out of that Sacco, just so you know. Yeah, and last but not least, yes, we've talked about so many things that you need to consider, but last but not least is ease of deposit. There's some Saccos that will allow you to deposit directly from the bank or to be deducted from your salary. So this is something that you should consider, maybe ease of depositing your money. You don't want a case where at the end of the month you remember, oh, I'm supposed to deposit, let me do this. It's easy to forget these things, and sometimes you get demotivated. But if you're able to get like a standing order where your salary is deducted a certain amount which will go to the Sacco, or the bank will deduct a certain amount each month which will go to the Sacco, it becomes much easier. There are some Saccos that offer this, there are others that do not. So these are some of the things that you should consider basically when you are choosing a Sacco. I have talked about so many things, but I hope these things were helpful. And if you have any other tips to add for people who would like to join a Sacco, drop them on the comment section. Otherwise, I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please give it a like, please share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't. Otherwise, I will see you again next time. Bye.